Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator 19 here on the Hagenstedt map. Let's get back to reliving the glory days. Just a little bit, any of it, doesn't really matter. And then I can jump back up to that tractor at the top again. Because I'd like him to do, I think, 3 passes along that top field, at the top end of that field. And then we can set him going down the side of the field that we haven't yet done and just sort of leave it working from that side. Because there's one bit there down that side that is a bit rough, and there's a distinct possibility that he's not going to be able to sort of go over that bit properly and take it all out. So I want to do that bit right there. And that is everything. And then we're going to go over to this other combine over here. He's halfway across the field already, so I may not actually reach him in time. Well, so long as I get to him before he gets right to the end and we can get that spout to come out, I can just leave him parked underneath the combine. And then once the combine's empty, it will just carry on and do whatever it needs to do. 96%, 97, 98. He's slowing down a lot now, just as he fills up this last little bit, and we're away. So he's going to speed up a little bit, just coming to the end here. I like the way it slows down like that. That is quite cool. Right, and then I can go up here. There. That's perfect. He's done 3 passes. Exactly 3 passes. Just what I wanted him to do. So now if I come over here, we've got enough room on this top end now to turn around without the trees getting in our way. At least that's what I'm hoping. And then I can bring you down here and drop you in there. And run you down that way. So if I set the hired help there, there's just a bit up here. It's pretty much where the tractor is now, isn't it? Yeah, there's a piece there. There's another bit here next to the pylon. There. You see where it sort of bounced around. Yeah, she went through that all right. We didn't miss anything. We didn't leave anything behind. That's good. That's excellent news. That means he should now be able to carry right on and do this entire field without any problems. We've got room to turn round on all of it. Yes, excellent. Right, you carry on there. Combines are doing just fine. I'm going to bring this one here. I'm going to move him over to this field so that he's close to that combine, but we may not need it over here. That combine may be able to finish this field without doing anything else. So you can stay there, and then I'm going to go to this one, and I'm going to get the other cultivator hooked on. And going to start cultivating here in this little tiny field. So I think I'm going to actually have to manually do the outside round on this little tiny field. Oh, I have also had people asking if I can include the root crops on this particular cycle through all of the crops. Because I was kind of thinking that, you know, we cycle through all of the crops, don't we? All right, we've done all of them once, and now we're sort of on our second time through. And we're about to start planting sunflowers. So we've got sunflowers, and then there'll be beans, and then there'll be corn. And are we then going to do potatoes and sugar beet? And some people are asking if I'll be doing cotton. I wasn't originally planning to do cotton, but maybe we could do cotton. Maybe, you know, I'd put it this way. I'm not going to rule it out completely. I was kind of thinking, no, we wouldn't, because it's a bit of a pain to go and collect the stuff up. But, yeah, maybe we could do that. You know, maybe we shouldn't rule that out completely. I won't do 2 root crop harvests in succession, though. If we do potatoes on one sort of cycle through all the crops, then the next time we cycle through all the crops, we will do sugar beet. We kind of do it like that, rather than doing the 2 root crops in quick succession, because I feel that might end up being a little bit too much. There's a lot of root crops that we can be getting there. Potatoes is what I would like to do to start with. To be honest, if we're going to do root crops, we're going to need to lease all of the machinery to be able to do it. So it could be interesting to see if that ends up paying off or not? You know, is it going to be worth that money, leasing all of that machinery? I think it will be. Just depends where and how we can store the stuff, because I don't like, usually the best prices for root crops are down at the transport company or at the ports. Like there, 580 for potatoes at the port. That is 656 is the best price I've seen. And I'm pretty sure that was from the port. And then you've got here for sugar beet, you've got the ranch right there at 444. Best price for sugar beet is 481. So, I mean, that would be a sellable price. But I've not really seen these. Well, you got the port, the ranch, the restaurant, the transport company. You can't take them. The restaurant is kind of close. But usually it seems to be the transport company or the port that you sell root crops. And that is a long way to go in order to be able to sell your products. Like, you've really got a long way to go. Now, can I... The problem with this cultivator... Oh, no, it does do the back bit. I was sort of thinking that the hired help was being a little bit weird when it was trying to do that before. With the other one. Apparently not. Right, we've got a full combine now. Let me take this one on round the edge here. Maybe we should set the hired help doing this. I don't know if the hired help is going to be able to do this. I mean, if I do one pass, maybe then the hired help can carry on. But I'm pretty sure this is like one of the types of cultivators that they really struggle with. Just because of the way that the wheels are, and, well, generally all of it is. But let's try it. Let's give it we'll give it a fair chance. We'll see what can happen. Let's go in here. We've got the turn angles and everything as maximum, so I'm going to set you going there. I'm going to see how you can do. I'll give you a fighting chance. This one is doing absolutely fine. We are singing along with that one. And this tractor right here, we've got both combines are full now, so I can go over and empty this one out here. And then we can go and get the second one. I'll dump this into the back trailer. We're going to possibly end up with more than 2 more trailer loads out of this. I don't know, to be honest. I don't know. We may not. I mean, it'd be quite cool if we did end up with more than 2 more trailer loads, because that's a decent amount of cash coming in then. That is a properly decent amount of money that we would be able to get from all of this. Because, like, that... I mean, what are we going to get then for solar panels? We'll be able to get several solar panels anyway. We will be able to get a few of them built alongside the farm there and start collecting some decent income from our solar panel. And that is the general idea. That's what we want. We want to be able to get plenty of money coming in from solar panels. That's kind of what we're aiming for with it, is a decent amount of cash flow. And that's going to help us with things like leasing the potato planters and harvesters when we get to doing that bit. So we will dump in some here. You've got to get it below 80% so that the combine starts moving again. And all I need to do is go on forward. Did you see it was like kind of catching a little bit? It was a little bit laggy. That's because of the AI vehicle extension trying to figure out what it's doing up there, back with the little field, with the tractor in the little field. If you've got a lot of turns like that, it can confuse it a bit. It can sort of mess it up a bit. So we'll go and check on that one in a sec. We can run down here alongside this combine. Don't need to worry too much about it. I can just bring it down to there, and he will stop right there and then finish unloading. So I can go back over to here and have a look. He seems to be doing alright at the moment. It does seem to be that, you know, once you get the first round out of the way, once that's done, then the AI extension is fine. I mean, even though we like right into our tight spaces, tight corners and everything here, it's still able to cope with that just fine because of the way that it does the turning. And the way that it performs the turn angles on here. I mean, yeah, it does look a little bit strange the way it does it at times, but I'm happy with that. I'm happy for it to just look a little bit strange. Right, that one's coming in there. So it's just on the top end of the last pass. And then he'll come in along here. And he'll do the same again. He'll stop shy of the end, and then he'll reverse over the corner. Why is he diving off that direction? Quite sure why he did that, but... well... I'm sure he had his reasons. There, right, he's doing absolutely fine. We can leave that one going, and you up here, she is rocking along absolutely beautifully. We're going to have a pristine field ready for planting in no time at all. I do like our upgrades. I am very pleased with these upgrades. They are money well spent as far as I'm concerned. Definitely money well spent. Why have you stopped there? Didn't tell me that the combine, like anything was in the way. It just parked up and stopped. That's a bit of an odd thing to go and do. Right, anyway, the combine down there has now finished that field, so we can... oh, I see, that one was empty. So why were you stopped over the trailer? Thought you'd just carry right on if you, like, emptied out. It's a bit weird. Okay. We'll just put that down to a quirk of the hired help, and we will try not to ask too many questions. I find that is usually the best approach when dealing with the hired help in this game, is either yell at it or don't ask questions. It's one or the other. You can't try. You cannot approach the hired help in this game reasonably. You cannot expect it to respond in any reasonable manner because it's unreasonable. It is completely unreasonable. It has no reasoning. It's illogical. Spock would be pulling his ears off and his hair out. Spock would not be pleased. Data would be just confused. I haven't actually watched Star Trek for a very, very long time, so I have no idea why I'm making Star Trek references here, but they seem to fit just as much as anything else does. Let's scramble in behind that combine there. We'll whiz along here like this. And tuck ourselves in on this far end over here. And then the other bit. Right. Actually, I need to sort of come over that way a bit. There, maybe something like that. Is that going to be alright? There we go, off you trot, you'll be fine. I got complete faith in you. And then you're over here. So what I think we'll do is we'll just let it do this little tiny pass along here, and then I will switch it over to standard hired help just to finish this bit out, because otherwise it could end up taking a very, very long time to finish. So if I swing on round like this, and sort of come out about there, I think. Then we go in here and go to normal AI. Switch you there. So long as there's enough room at that end to be able to turn round, this will be fine. If there isn't quite enough room at this end, then we're going to struggle. But it looks like there is just enough room. He is going to sort of reverse up a bit and do a bit of shunting, but it looks like there is actually... yeah, he'll be fine. Okay, you carry on and do that. You're fine on there. And I've got two combines here, whizzing up and down this field. We've got a full... is it a full trailer? Almost a full trailer on the back. I've got 30,000 litres here. I ought to... there's easily 10,000 litres left there, and then some besides. Now, this combine here is now at 88%, so we're going to run down the field alongside that one, and that is going to get us most of the rest of our trailer loads of canola that we're going to want. And then by the time we've done that, there'll be a little bit left in the other one. So chances are we won't actually go and take the rest of the canola from this harvest and sell it. By the time I've loaded up into this trailer... like the rest of this trailer load. Now we can go and just fill up that front one right there, like that. By the time we've got the rest of what's going to be in here, there's not going to be a great deal left in the field. And it's probably not going to be worth the trip all the way down to the restaurant in order to sell it. Maybe if there's a decent price when we're next taking some grain to the grain mill up the top of the hill or something like that, it would be worth just racing up there. But for the most part, I don't think it's sort of really going to be worth bothering with. That's 35,000. I've got a couple hundred litres left in there. Right, there we go. You're done. And then move on out over this way. I can stay here. Those two are going to end up getting in each other's way, aren't they? Right, I've got 35,000 litres in this trailer, which means I've got room for 7,000. I had 5,000 go into the trailer on the run down across the field, just emptying out that combine just then. So it'd be interesting to see what this takes us to. So we really are not going to have very much crop left in the field, are we? There really is not going to, like, after this... Yes, it can't have been more than about 1,000 that goes into the combine on each run. Actually, there's an easy way to tell that. I can just look at the other combine over there. It's on 800, it's on 900 at the moment. Okay, so maybe there is a bit more than 1,000. We're looking at about 1,200 that goes in there, he says. Looking at it go racing past 1,200 and then on up further. 1,400. So we've got about 1,400 litres that goes into the combine on one pass across the field. Let me go to you and turn you off now. Let me stop you. It's going to be actually easier for us to, like, empty things out if I just have one combine going. I'll just have that one combine going there, and I'm going to go and take off the rest of it right now, and then that combine can go and it'll do the rest. You can stop here, because they're just going to get in each other's way in a minute anyway. You've got a tiny bit left in there. You've got one pass left over here. This tractor, let me go and just unload the remaining 1,000 litres that I want to go into this trailer so that we've got our load to take to the restaurant. But I'll get the cultivators moved before I run this one off to the restaurant. And planting, well, that can wait until I've sold this load. And you're going to have to get the planters loaded. Because we could go and do that before we do this. No, I won't. I won't do that. Planting, loading the planters can wait a minute. We're not desperate for that to go and happen. And there we go. 42,000 litres of grain in there. I've got 1,000 litres left in that combine. And I've probably got 3 passes left. So we may have more than one full combine. I don't know. We might have, we might not. Right, you know what? You can just stay there, and you can stay there. So you have finished. The other one up the top, that one is almost finished as well. So I'm going to get this one over and start cultivating this field right here. And then the top one, that one's going to have to be brought down in a minute, and we will start cultivating the bigger field as well. So let's lower you down there, and just a single pass on this end I think would probably be sufficient, and a single pass up that side, and then I'll do 3 passes up the top end. So go on a little bit more there like that, just enough to be able to, like, get into the corner properly. Then I can bring you over like that, back up. Easy does it. There. Right. Lower that one down there. And go. Hopefully that is going to do everything that I want it to do. Not going to leave any... It's always along the very edges of the field, especially for anything like this. If we haven't quite leveled the area enough when we were doing our terrain modification, that's where you're going to end up with problems with any of the machines. But it doesn't look like we've got any problems with this one. The wider the machine, usually the better it ends up being. Unless it's the field has got a particular type of curve on it. If the field has got a curve on it, let me just change that one over there. If the field has got a curve on it that means that the very middle of the machine doesn't touch the ground, especially with combines, it doesn't cut anything, and it doesn't, like, lower down properly either, and it just ends up causing a big mess. Like, it looks ridiculous. It really does. It looks absolutely horrendous as it races backwards and forwards. Combine's on 80%. How much have you... You're not going to fill up. The idea was that you were supposed to get everything into your tank, and then I wouldn't have to worry. I'd only have one combine to deal with. It's not quite going to happen, is it? Okay, you on here, you're doing another pass. I've got a tractor up here that is ready to come whizzing down. And I haven't quite finished that harvest, so I'm going to need to get the second combine doing some stuff in there. You know what? Let's fold this one up as we come down through here, just to make life a little bit easier for us. And we'll unfold it when we get down to the fields at the bottom. There. So there's just enough room for him to turn round at that top bit there. And then you come in like that, and you can stop there a second. You're going to move in a minute. You are empty. Not empty, you're full. So let me... I'll let it go completely full. Right, so we're going to end up with, I would guess, 5, 6, probably... Well, actually, no, not 6,000 litres. We're not going to quite get 6,000 litres. I mean, that's a reasonable amount. We're going to be about 5,500 litres, I think, is what we're going to have left over on this field. And then that's going to be it. There won't be any more after that, but still 6,000 litres is a fair bit of grain. 6,000? 5,500, whatever, something close to that. That we'll then want to bring down here to go and sell at some point. That's roughly, we got 12,000. We got 12,000 euros is going to be sat there. Just waiting for us to go and use it. So that's all we got to do is just find the right time to actually go and use the stuff. Now, if I run this combine here, if I take it here and I carry on from where the last combine was, then it's going to finish up this combine right at the far end of the field. So I'm going to drive it now all the way up to the other end of the field, and then I can start doing some cultivating at that far end of the field immediately. That would probably be a better option for us, I think. Just to keep everything ticking along nicely. Quite sure. Yeah, so... Yeah, we've got 2 tractors working on cultivating at the moment. I will, as soon as I've got the second cultivator going... There, let's put you in here. As soon as the second cultivator is going, we'll then take that tractor and trailer and we'll run that down and we will sell it. So you over here have gotten a little bit carried away. We don't need to do any more of that. We will bring you over this side. And you can get carried away working up and down there like that. And then you over here... You can run up to this top end of the field and we'll get you unfolded and we will do a few passes along the top end up there. So I can start unfolding you as we run along the road, because it's quite smooth. If you've gone along a rough road, it's not a good idea to be bouncing along and unfolding your machine at the same time. But if it's nice and smooth, there is no reason that you can't be unfolding it as you're driving along. Done that many times. Many times. It's absolutely fine. Let's put you there. I'll try the hired help on here. I do want to have at least 3 passes on this end because of those trees there and, you know, the banks and everything. I will manually turn it round just on this pass right here. Let's let him get right to the end of the field first. There we go. Yeah, I'll manually turn that one around. I'll do that myself, because otherwise he's just going to end up getting into trouble, isn't he? We all know it. We all know that there's just going to end up getting into trouble. The hired help is somewhat limited in its capabilities. Just bring you in there, and you don't have access to this land. There's a surprise. Right. Now you're doing a great job. And Helper J has completed. So you're done, which means that I can take you now. That tractor over there, he can go and he'll do his third pass in a minute. That one is whizzing up and down just fine. This combine I'm going to go and drive up here. We'll empty the combines out into the grain storage and put them away in a little while. We won't worry about that yet, though. I do think that perhaps those combines are going to be in the way of our track. You know, let's not worry about that. That's a detail to as something that we can worry about some other time. Something that we don't need to concern ourselves with just yet. Let's bring you over there like that. And, okay, you're fine. And you'll be fine as well if we'll run up here, and then I'll stop again, and we'll do a pass down that side, and then we'll do the passes along the bottom end, and then we can just leave it go. And everything will be tickety-boo. And while the cultivators are working hard up and down the fields, we can go and empty out the second load of canola and take that'll be sold down at the restaurant. And yes, I do have to keep some money back for loading up the seed drills, but I want to get solar panels. I want to put those out. I'm quite keen to get our first solar panels. Let's have a look. I can't remember how much they are now. They're under miscellaneous, I think. Down through here. There we go. Right. I'm thinking probably the 100,000 one. It might be the best one to go for. That one there is the 205 an hour, 410, 820. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure that one was the best value for money. I don't remember now. I'll have to do the calculations again, because I've completely forgotten which one was the best one out of all of those. You right there, let's just stop you a second, bring you round, and then I can put the hired help going backwards and forwards across this bottom end, and then I'll quickly figure out which of those solar panels was the best one. I'm pretty sure it was the biggest one. Pretty sure the biggest solar panel was definitely the best one. By a rather impressive margin, the biggest one is easily the best one. The of the three solar panels, that one there takes 365 hours to pay for itself. That one takes 260-something hours, I think, and that one takes about 180 hours to pay for itself. So that one pays for itself in half the time that this one does. So this is the one that we want to go for. We want to spend 150,000 euros on a solar panel, so long as we've actually got the cash to do so. And I'm hoping that we will. Remember, we do still have money in those combines. So, I mean, if push comes to shove, we can always just go and get that extra 12,000 by doing an additional run down to the restaurant. Kind of didn't want to do that, unless I absolutely had to, but well, you know what they say, beggars can't be choosers. So maybe we'll end up having to be beggars this time, and so we can't choose what we want to do. Well, unfortunately, folks, that is all we have got time for today. And for those of you wondering, the paid promotion notification that came up at the beginning of the video is because in the description down below, you will find a link to Fanatical. I have an affiliation with them. If you use that link, I will earn a small commission on anything that you choose to purchase. But that is all we have got time for, so if you have enjoyed the episode, then please head down below and give us a like, and if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me, get them to come and watch as well, that would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching, this is Frithgar, goodbye, and see you later.